They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism, faith, and of God's merciful love. They should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country and this world. You have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
But no, I'm not saying that she didn't love her husband or anything like that. But again, she just had an interesting way of showing out how she felt about his death. And
story isn't what it seems, and that someone somewhere is pulling strings to keep the truth buried. The entire situation is insanely messy, with people online trying to piece together fragments of rumor, footage, and statements, and whether any of it will hold up remains to be seen. Still, the accusations against Erika have caught people off guard. Nobody expected her name to even be in the conversation. Candace was one of the first to openly suggest a cover-up, and as soon as the question of who had the most to gain entered the chat, fingers began pointing at Erika. Of course, grief looks different for everyone, and plenty of voices online have cautioned against judging how someone mourns. But at the same time, others insist there was something unsettling in how she spoke about Charlie, noting that her tone seemed detached and her focus oddly impersonal. Then there's the detail that keeps coming up in fan discussions, how Erika appeared each time she addressed the public, fully styled and made up, which many saw as a stark contrast to the emotional chaos they expected. All of this has combined into a storm of speculation, leaving people to debate whether it's fair scrutiny or unfair conspiracy. Either way, the internet has made up its mind about one thing: this story is far from over. Y'all, Candace Owens just dropped a bombshell that has the entire internet spiraling, and this time the target isn't who anyone expected. From the very beginning, she has questioned the official story surrounding Charlie Kirk's sudden passing, refusing to accept it at face value. Candace has been hammering away at the idea that what happened wasn't some random tragedy, but something orchestrated, and that Tyler Robinson, the name being thrown around in connection to the case, might be nothing more than a convenient fall guy meant to make the whole situation disappear quietly. But the deeper people dig into the story, the less it looks like Tyler is the mastermind, and the more attention shifts to someone even closer to Charlie, his wife, Erika. Now, let's be clear. This entire narrative is unfolding online, built on speculation, theories, and a whole lot of internet sleuthing, but that hasn't stopped the conversation from exploding. Fans keep pointing out how off Erika has appeared since Charlie's passing. Instead of seeing a grieving widow, many describe someone who seems disturbingly composed, almost as though she was prepared for this moment. The smiles, the public appearances, the polished demeanor, the lack of raw emotion, all of it has sparked whispers across social media. But it doesn't stop there. Erika, according to critics, hasn't just been grieving differently. She's been calculating every move, carefully curating her image at a time when most would be broken down. And when you factor in the influence, money, and control she might gain in the aftermath, suspicions grow louder. Candace has added even more fuel to the fire, claiming that Erika may not be the innocent widow many assumed, but possibly a key figure in the larger web of whatever happened. Though she makes sure to stress that these are allegations and that leaked footage, supposedly set to emerge, could change the narrative entirely. That claim alone has fans buzzing, convinced that Now, I'm not saying Erika didn't love her husband, but the way she expressed her emotions struck many as unusual. Instead of sorrow, her reactions came off more like a performance. And when she made her entrance at Charlie's memorial, some online couldn't help but compare it to a full-on WWE-style walk-in. Thus of a man reportedly seen at the food court near where key events unfolded, and she's publicly declared she believes the entire case is a federal conspiracy, writing things like, "They are lying about Charlie Kirk's assassination." Her pressure apparently forced the FBI to acknowledge that they haven't ruled out additional suspects in radicalizing or aiding Tyler Robinson, the alleged shooter. According to bureau sources cited in reports, agents are combing through chat logs, dark web activity, and the suspect's affiliations, saying no stone will be left unturned. and that the public deserves answers. Yet Candace called BS on that too, promising to shred any BS narrative they tried next. Then things took an even darker turn when she posted messages that many found deeply concerning. In one she wrote, "I want to break this news immediately because it feels important, and I think if I don't break it immediately, something bad might happen. I hope I have earned the trust of enough people to believe me when I say that I have verified this information but cannot reveal the source." She continued by claiming that much of the official narrative about Tyler Robinson, including the story that his father turned him in and that he'd confessed, was complete fiction, and that Tyler maintains his innocence and has never even set foot on the UVU campus. Candace added that there are 0 verified photos or videos placing him there, only a blurry image his family insists isn't him, and while she acknowledged the gun was his, she accused the federal government of lying about absolutely everything else. The way she worded those comments made it sound to many like she already knows exactly who's behind the conspiracy, and the comments section of her posts quickly filled with people speculating that the wife is part of the plot, and expressing shock that nobody was mentioning Erika's name. Others noted that Erika never invited Candace to anything nor publicly acknowledged her, despite Candace's closeness to Charlie. That detail became even more glaring when fans realized Candace hadn't attended Charlie's memorial at all. She later explained that she chose not to go because, in her words, the same people who took Charlie out were now targeting her for refusing to stay silent. She said she genuinely feared for her life and wasn't willing to take that risk. Whether any of this proves true is still unknown, but the combination of Candace's relentless accusations, Erika's rapid rise to power, the rumors about money, and the silence from the people at the center of it all has created a perfect storm of speculation, conspiracy theories, and suspicion that has the internet completely consumed. Y'all, this story just keeps getting wilder. People online are saying that Erika Kirk's behavior since Charlie's death has raised more eyebrows than anyone could have imagined. Nobody is flat out claiming she didn't love her husband, but her public demeanor, the polished looks, the composed speeches, and especially her WWE-style entrance at the memorial, gave off the vibe, at least to some fans, that she was almost enjoying the spectacle. That moment became a turning point where internet sleuths began connecting dots and asking who stood to gain the most from Charlie's death. As speculation spread, fingers increasingly pointed at Erika, especially after, less than 2 weeks later, she was elected as the new CEO of Turning Point USA, a remarkably fast turnover for a widow in an organization still publicly grieving. Rumors began swirling that she'd also inherited Charlie's estate, which some online claim is worth over $12 million, while at the same time Turning Point reportedly received millions of dollars in donations in the wake of his passing. With Erika now running the organization, critics began suggesting the optics looked bad, even if everything was above board. On top of that, people have been unsettled by Erika's silence. For someone whose husband was allegedly murdered, fans expected her to be publicly pushing for justice, but instead it's been Candace Owens, Charlie's longtime ally, who has taken up that mantle, loudly calling out inconsistencies and pressuring authorities. Candace has been relentless, going after the FBI, federal agencies, and anyone she claims is involved, saying she's doing exactly what many expected Erika to do. More intriguingly, Candace keeps dropping hints that she knows who really orchestrated Charlie's death, and some of her followers believe those hints point directly toward Erika. Though Candace herself has not explicitly named her, Candace's posts have been intense. She's asked Utah Valley University students to send her photo. So tell me what y'all think in the comments. But in another video, fans were convinced Candace subtly threw shade at Erika, hinting that Erika might not actually be the one fully in control, not of the memorial, and maybe not of anything else surrounding Charlie's legacy. In that context, it makes sense why the last person Erika would want at the memorial is Candace, especially since everyone knows Candace, given the mic, would have said something explosive. Meanwhile, Candace herself has been this close to openly naming everyone she believes is involved. In one tweet, she practically confirmed the existence of a conspiracy, writing, "Charlie Kirk was fighting with some very powerful billionaires that he took money from over things he was discussing. The pressure on him was immense over the last 2 weeks. The truth will be revealed. The messages will be leaked and the movement he built will rise up. That's not all." She also retweeted a post claiming Charlie was about to lose his last major donor because he refused to ban Tucker Carlson from events, adding that there are a lot of people shedding crocodile tears, and that the billionaires must be exposed for the cretins they are. Then she escalated further, saying she has more receipts and promising the truth is inevitable. They are lying, even accusing unnamed individuals of putting their demands in writing. "Sorry guys, you murdered my friend," she wrote. "You unlocked the Indigo Montoya in me. We're not stopping until we get to the bottom of this thing." They tormented Charlie Kirk until the day he died. Tucker Carlson. This is a fact. Pressure. Intimidation. Financial threat. Stop lying. These posts marked a shift from vague insinuations to outright accusations. And now Candace is claiming she has actual video evidence to back up her explosive claims. If that's true, it could change everything. As one viral post summed it up, Erika might want to keep a lawyer on retainer, because Candace appears determined to expose everyone she thinks is involved, even if that includes Charlie's own wife. At this point, Candace isn't just hinting anymore. She's attaching names, faces, and alleged receipts to a story that a lot of powerful people would rather keep buried. And if what she's